Hello everyone, today's lesson is lesson 95, picturing decimal fractions, hundredths, adding and subtracting decimal fractions with hundredths. Okay. So, this number here says 62 hundredths. Okay. When I'm writing money amounts, this is how, hundredths is how we would have money. For example, if I had $4.62, the 62 is the same as 62 hundredths, or 62 hundredths written as a decimal. Okay. If I wrote this out in words, it would say 62 hundredths. Okay. Again, this is called a decimal fraction. When you write checks, you often write the money amount in this form with a fraction, a common fraction. So 62 cents is in a common fraction form would be 62 hundredths. Okay, as a decimal, it would be 0.62 or 62 hundredths. Okay, all these forms say 62 hundredths in various ways. So 37 cents would be the same as 37 over 100, which is the same as 0.37 or 37 hundredths. Okay. The hundredths, we know it's a decimal because we have that THS, which tells us that it's a decimal place or a fraction. Okay. And we always write 0 in the ones place to show that I have no ones in that number. Okay. 6 cents would be the same as 6 over 100. Or the same as 0.06, because it's 6 hundredths. So that 6 has to be in the hundredths place. Okay, so you have to write a 0 after the decimal place to put the 6 in. Because if I wrote it like this, well, that's 60 hundredths, and I want 6, so we write it as 0.6. Okay, or we say 6 hundredths. Okay. 1 cent is the same as 1 over 100, which is the same as 0.01, because that's how we would have a 1, or 1 hundredths. Okay. So if I wanted to show hundredths on a chart, I would use this hundreds chart here, or it's called a hundreds block. Okay, so 7 hundredths would be, I would fill in 7 of these blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's what 7 hundredths would look like. 31 hundredths would look like this. So each row is 10. So that's 10, 20, 30, plus one more is 31. So that's what 31 hundredths would look like. Alright, so a few days ago, or a few lessons ago, we learned how to add and subtract tenths using decimal fractions. So the important thing to remember is you need to line up the decimal point when subtracting. And I can do this with hundredths as well. So here I have $395 minus $29.48. Okay, so I have my decimals lined up, and I bring that decimal point straight down. And then I just subtract like I normally do. So I can't take 8 from 5, so I'm going to borrow from the 9. 9 becomes an 8. 5 becomes a 15. 15 minus 8 is 7. 8 minus 4 is 4. Okay, I can't take 9 from 0, so I have to come all the way over to the 3. Borrow from the 3. 3 becomes a 2. This 0 becomes a 10. Which then I need to borrow from it, so it becomes a 9, and this becomes a 10. 10 minus 9 is 1, 9 minus 2 is 7, and 2 minus nothing is 2. So my answer is $271.47. Okay, what about 600 minus $2.60? Well, on the 600, I do not have a decimal point. So remember, the decimal point goes after the whole number. So I have 600 point, or and 0 cents. Okay, minus $2.60. Okay, so I have to go all the way over to this 6 and borrow from it. That becomes a 5. That would be a 10, which I borrow from it. This becomes a 10, which I have to borrow. And then this becomes a 10. So 0 minus 0 is 0. 10 minus 6 is 4. Decimal place. 9 minus 2 is 7. 9, 5. So the answer is $597.40. Okay, now I'm going to add these numbers. So when I add them, again, line up the decimal place. So I have $5.48 plus $13, or just 13.29. Okay, so 8 plus 9 is 17. Carry the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 2 is 7. Bring the decimal point straight down. 5 plus 3 is 8. 1 plus nothing is 1. So the answer is 18 and 77 hundredths. Okay, what if I have more than one number? Again, line up the decimal place. The 14 does not have a decimal point. So I would do 14 and then put the decimal point down and add some zeros. Okay, then I have 3, decimal point 2, 0, decimal point 9, 1. I'm going to add one more 0 here so that I have all the numbers lined up. Because adding a 0 after a decimal point does not change my number. Okay, so we have 1, 2 plus 9 is 11, carry the 1. Decimal point comes straight down. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 3 is 8, and we have 1. So 18 and 11 hundredths. Okay, and that's it for this lesson. Thanks for watching.